Yeah, it's too bad. It's too bad. But now we have it's the merge. Okay, so on the Corn Tribe, we had Bill Gates, Carole Baskin, Doja Cat, Dr. Fauci, Tony Vlachos, it's X-Ash. On the Teen Tribe, Nike, Charlie, Elton John, Harry, MJ, Tekashi, and Tom Hanks. We have our final 13 people all coming together for the merge. So,
John, I swear, if I have to pull up another cue card, I have 1, 2, 3, because of all these swaps. Every episode, there seems to be a swap.
yeah, next time I'll choose a season that doesn't have that many swaps. I didn't even realize, but here we go.
Borneo, okay. Yeah, but the first season.
the final 13 people on the Flatten the Curve Tribe. Okay, so you can see all of the yeah.
Is the website trying to make the names very timely with like zoom and flatten the curve?
No, I put those in. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good on you. I thought there was like auto-generated names.
No.
I knew Corn and Teen were you, and that I knew.
Okay, so we have our final 13 here. So I guess Ethan, I'll ask you, since you lost your winner pick. Anybody else you want to pick right here to put your money on?
Right now?
Yeah.
Trying to think. I think someone, I don't know, maybe. You know what, let's say Doja Cat. She's been always on the right side of the vote. She's had the longest running alliance. No, she doesn't. No, never mind. That's Bill Belichick, Charlie, and Tekashi. Doja Cat's kind of going under the radar. She might get like a Michelle Fitzgerald type one, type thing. People won't respect it, but I think really she played the right game. Let's go with her. I was gonna pick MJ, but it's too obvious, and he's gonna be too big of a target, I think, in a couple episodes.
Okay. And I think if I had to pick some new one, I'm gonna go with X-Ash. I think X-Ash is playing a great game, so I'm gonna pick the baby.
Nice.
Okay. So let's talk about what's happening in this tribe. So Tony still has the legacy advantage. We still have an alliance between Bill Gates and X-Ash. Charlie and Tekashi have been together. Fauci, MJ, and X-Ash have been together. And we also have Nike and Tom Hanks. Yeah, Eric, you got all that? Okay.
You can keep on going.
Yeah. Okay, so now we have individual immunity time. What's going to happen?
Wow.
The castaways stand on a small wooden perch. And the last person left with their wooden block intact wins immunity. Carole Baskin is our first individual.
Eric.
Go. Oh.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you, Carole.
Good job. Okay.
My girl.
Yeah, exactly. So Carole wins immunity. Tony has a legacy advantage. We also have Nike and Charlie find something in common. So they've been together for a while. All right, let's go to Tribal Council. Our first Tribal Council, the merge. These things are always wild. So as the numbers dwindle, we will be able to figure out what's going to happen. But let's figure this out. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol, they would like to play it. Now is the time to do so. Oh. Nobody has any hidden immunity idols left, so nobody will. Okay, Eric, ready to do this?
Let's go. First vote goes to...
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is Doja, so just say Doja.
Yeah.
Doja Cat.
First vote goes to Doja. Second vote, Doja.
All right, Ethan.
3, Doja. 4,
Me and my big mouth.
4 votes Doja, 0 votes. 1 vote goes to Charlie. Charlie, 4 votes Doja, 2 votes Charlie. Let's keep on going. 3 votes Charlie, so that's 4 to 3. 4.
I laughed at you, and here I am now.
We got a tie, guys. 5 votes Charlie. Ethan saved us 6 votes, and I believe this should be the last one.
Wow.
So the tribe has spoken. The final vote goes to Charlie, and Charlie is eliminated from Survivor Quarantine.
Wow.
Please bring me your torch.
And that's Nick's winner pick leaves. So we lose Charlie. Nick, how did you feel about Charlie's game this season?
I mean, I thought it was good. I mean, she had a few alliances. At one point, her, getting along with Nike and having a feud with Francesca, but then getting along with Francesca and feuding with Nike. She was an exciting player. She, I feel like, for the most part, wasn't disliked really by too many others, but sometimes that's what will bite you in the butt in this game.
Yeah, and it looks like she stayed. Her alliance was her, Elton John, Harry, and Tekashi all stayed together. And so then Nike everybody else but her Charlie. Yeah. Ooh, so Nike flipped on her. Interesting.
Classic.
Yeah. All right, so down to our final 12 people here. So Nick, I'll give you your second chance. The only person left with their original pick, Carole Baskin, was Eric. So Nick, I'll give you a chance to pick one more person as we move forward.
I think I am going to go very similar reasons why I picked Charlie early, like at the beginning of the game. I think I'm going to go with Nike.
All right, so Bill
Dog and a
Belichick's
cat.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's dog goes to Nick. So just as a reminder, winner picks, Eric still has his original winner pick, Carole Baskin. Ethan has Doja Cat. Nick has Nike the dog. And I have X Ash the baby. Moving forward, final 12. Tony still has the legacy advantage. We still have a lot of our alliances still together. Bill Gates and X Ash. X Ash is also with MJ and Dr. Fauci. And then we also have Nike and Tom Hanks who are together. Reward challenge doesn't really matter, but there is a group of people who end up win a trip to the Marshall's Lounge with a feast of burgers. So Marshall's comes in with a sponsor for the quarantine. Okay.
Marshall sponsored Game Changers.
Yes. So immunity challenge. Carole Baskin won an immunity last time. Who will win an immunity this time? Oh, and Harry from Too Hot to Handle wins immunity. So Harry is safe at this vote. Meanwhile, Tony has the legacy advantage, and Harry does bond with Tony a little bit. And Carole, so it's Doja Cat. Doja and Elton find something in common. What do you think Doja and Elton have in common, Nick?
I mean, they're singers.
Yeah, music. I feel like also, I don't know, they both enjoy climbing trees while on the island, and they really bonded over that.
Interesting. The other item of note is that Dr. Fauci leaves the alliance of MJ and X Ash. So Dr. Fauci out on his own again. He really is, he does what he wants, Dr. Fauci. Yeah. All right. So flatten the curve. We're at our final 12 tribal council. What is going to happen with this final 12? Still, nobody has any hidden immunity idols. We're going to read the votes. First vote.
Oh, God.
Carole Baskin. Sorry, Eric. Elton John. 2 votes Elton John, 1 vote Carole Baskin. 2 votes Carole Baskin, 2 votes Elton John.
Showdown.
Carole Baskin.
Yeah, really.
3-2 for Carole.
I feel like this is a celebrity boxing match I'd love to see. Elton
Carole
John
Baskin
versus Carole Baskin.
Elton John. 4 votes for Carole Baskin. 4-3. One more vote for Elton John. Next vote. Tekashi.
Oh,
Okay.
Someone wasn't voting. Someone, yeah.
Tekashi.
Oh.
Tekashi.
Oh.
So we have 4 to 3. 4 votes for Carole Baskin. Am I right? 4 votes for Carole, 3 votes for Elton,
Yeah.
3 votes
3 votes for Elton, 3 votes for Tekashi. 1 vote left.
Yeah,
Tekashi.
based on how the votes are usually organized, it seems like 69 is going to be
6-9.
I think some nice time on Ponderosa.
All right, so 4 votes for Carole Baskin, 4 votes for Tekashi 6ix9ine, 3 votes for Elton John. Last vote, Tekashi out of nowhere. Wow.
Blindsided.
So this group of 5 came together and votes out Tekashi. So we lose Tekashi over here. Wow. Nick, any last words for Tekashi?
So long and not farewell.
Yeah. So let's see who took out Tekashi. So we have Nike over here who votes for Tekashi, they've been together for a long time. Then we have
Nike is a...
Yeah, Nike, Carole, that should say Nike, Doja Cat voted for Tekashi. So did Elton John. So did Harry and Tom Hanks.
If Tony voted for him, he didn't. Okay, if Tony voted for him, that was gonna be a sign that he really is taking control of the game. But I guess not.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe
Yeah,
Nike.
We always say the people who vote correctly take control of the game. So Tony Blacko's not yet, but we do have our final 11. So this is when things really get interesting because we do have, just to briefly recap the final 11, Bill Belichick's dog, Nike, Bill Gates. They probably bond because Bill Belichick's dog, Nike, is used to hearing the word Bill. Carole Baskin, Doja Cat, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Elton John, Harry, Michael Jordan, Tom Hanks, Tony Blackouts, and X Ash are the final 11 left. Let's see what happens. So anything interesting here? Nope, just the alliances. Reward challenge. So a group wins a picnic. There was a secret advantage
nice.
that nobody found.
There's only 2 women left in the game.
Yes, very true.
And we've seen Gal Gadot and Charlie and Francesca all go out. So that's feel like, in later seasons, it's been tougher and tougher for women to win the game. So it's interesting to see what happens.
Mhm.
Are we certain Nike is a guy?
We are not. we don't know, but we'll find.
This is a question that will be on Google. Is Bill Belichick's dog
Is Bill
male or
Belichick-
female?
All
right, let's get
On a side
sorry.
note, John, you could choose a more flattering picture of Carole Baskin, at least her riding on her bicycle, when she's going down that path.
you're definitely right. I apologize. I also got Allie texting me that she thinks that Tom Hanks was her winner pick since the beginning. So I know
let's see how that pans out.
so she has some skin in the game. Okay. Ooh, Carole Baskin wins her second immunity challenge.
Survivor threat.
Yeah.
She doesn't care what photo she has. She's here to win.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Nike is a boy, supposedly.
Okay. Good to know. Okay, so here's the interesting thing. So we had no hidden immunity idols, and now Tom Hanks finds the hidden immunity idol. So Allie, who just texted me that Tom Hanks is her winner pick, Tom Hanks finds the hidden immunity idol. Okay. And Tony still has the legacy advantage. Carole Baskin, who won immunity, is impressing the rest of the team. We also have Bill and Harry bonding slightly. That I don't know what they're bonding about.
That is the least expected duo right there.
Yeah. And meanwhile, Tom Hanks is also impressing the rest of the team. We still have so the alliance of Nike and Tom Hanks breaks up a little bit. That's some other things that are happening. And we also have this alliance come together. So this I think is important, Eric, probably for you to write down, this is a group of 7 that comes together in the final 11. This seems like a strong alliance of people coming together. So Bill Belichick's dog, Nike, Bill Gates, Doja Cat, Dr. Fauci, Elton John, Harry, and Tony Vlachos, a group of 7 that come together, leaving 4 people out of it.
I find this is a very strong alliance. I don't know about you guys. Dr. Fauci, Bill Gates, Bill Belichick's dog, Tony, who's also a big threat, Harry won The Last Idol, and then Doja, who's been playing well so far all game. I think it's a strong alliance.
Yeah, and it's great for Tony to find his way in this alliance. Unbelievable that Tony's made it this far. And we still have Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci together. Someone who's been left out of this alliance, which is interesting to me, is Ash has been left out of this alliance. So that's too bad. But we have 4 people who are left out, one of them being Carole Baskin, who did win immunity. So we'll see if one of the other 3 people is voted out at this tribal council.
And it's also interesting because Bill Gates is not aligned right now with Ash. So are they sort of playing undercover and feeding each other information
That's what I'm
at
thinking.
the beach?
That's where I'm at. That's where my head's at.
That would be pretty smart of them.
Yeah.
They are smart guys.
I think the people who are left out are one of the 3 possibilities going home. Could be Ash, could be Michael Jordan, and Tom Hanks is also left out. So, but Tom Hanks has a hidden immunity idol, so that'll be interesting to see what happens. So, okay, final 11 tribal council. Hanks has the hidden immunity idol. If anyone has a hidden immunity idol and they like to play it, now's the time to do so.
MJ.
Nobody plays a hidden immunity idol. First vote, Michael Jordan. Second vote, Dr. Fauci. Tom Hanks.
Oh, no.
1 vote MJ, 1 vote Fauci, 1 vote Hanks. 2 votes MJ. Hanks. So 2 votes MJ, 2 votes Hanks, 1 vote Fauci. Hanks. 3 votes Hanks. Fauci. So 3 votes Hanks, 2 votes MJ, 2 votes Fauci. MJ. So 3 votes MJ, 3 votes Hanks, 2 votes Fauci. MJ. 4 votes MJ, 2 votes left. MJ, the 10th and the 10th vote and player leaving is Michael Jordan. So we lose the GOAT this time. He made it really far. We would think that he would win some individual immunity challenges, but he didn't win any. But he made it pretty far. Nick, how did you feel about MJ's game?
Look, he got into a lot of disagreements with people, and I think that's really what did bite him in the butt. I think maybe people in his alliances or on his tribes were maybe hoping that he would be the physical competitor that you just said we would have expected him to be, but he clearly wasn't. So with all that, I guess you could say it was his last dance.
Don't.
All right.
Is MJ part of the? Is he part of the jury yet, or jury only starts next vote out?
I would think he is part of the jury. I think he's probably part of the jury. But what's interesting is that Eric, we have this final alliance of 7 people. MJ is one of the 4 people left out, and then he leaves. So it goes to show you now that Carole Baskin, Ash, and Tom Hanks are probably the people on the outs.
Exactly. Yeah. There's 3 people who are on the outs. 3 on the outs, and then no, we're at 10 people left, right?
Yeah. So we have an alliance of 7, and then we have 3 people on the outs. I think
exactly.
Yeah. So things to look out for to see if Ash, Tom Hanks, and Carole Baskin can make it through this next vote.
Imagine pulling up to the club and seeing these 10 together.
Yeah, it's a wild 10 people. We were at 20. We're halfway there, but this will go a lot quicker for the last little bit. All right, so Tom Hanks kept his hidden immunity idol. MJ went home last time, so Tom Hanks still has his idol. Tony still has his legacy advantage. All right, so alliances. We still have that alliance of 7 together, but Bill Gates has a side alliance with Ash that he's the most loyal to. So is he loyalty 8?
Which
loyalty
makes total
Eric.
sense.
Yeah.
They're back. Yeah, they're feeding each other information at the beach. 3 o'clock meeting down by the coconut tree.
Bill Gates is burping Ash. That's their.
They're there.
I'm adding an arrow and linking them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. This is a reward challenge. We'll skip that. A group from the reward challenge wins a luxury resort with a meal and an overnight stay. Okay, and the immunity challenge, Harry wins immunity. Wow. So Harry and Carole Baskin have really been trading immunities back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, so still same things. Nike and Carole find something in common. Hanks and Tony find something in common. And we still have our alliance, except, okay. So in this alliance, Doja Cat leaves the alliance.
Probably to meet Carole because they've been playing together the entire game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Carole does love cats.
So let's get to our final 10 tribal council. Ethan, do you want to take this one?
Let's go. So if anyone has a hidden immunity idol, now is the time to play it.
I don't believe anybody is playing the idol. This is Doja.
First vote? Yeah, it goes to Doja. Second vote, Carole.
Predictable.
1 vote, Carole, 1 vote, Doja. Third vote, Carole. 2 votes, Carole. Fourth vote, Carole. 3 votes, Carole. 1 vote, Doja. Fifth vote, Doja. 2 votes, Doja. 3 votes, Carole. Sixth vote, Carole. 4 votes, Carole. 2 votes, Doja. Fifth vote. 7th vote, Carole. 5 votes, Carole.
Oh.
Eighth.
That's it.
Next person, we go to the Survivor Quarantine. Carole Baskin. The queen is dead.
Oh no, we lose Carole Baskin here, who had an incredible run. She won a couple of immunities, but she was definitely a big target. Eric, any final words for your winner pick who lasted to the final 10?
Yeah, it just comes to show that you really don't want to play your cards too soon, and she really played the immunity challenge beast card, and consequently by doing so, it seems like Harry's going to follow her either next tribal council or in 2 weeks time, because you don't want to be that. She basically played who's the guy with the man bun that everyone loves?
Ozzy?
No,
Joe England.
Joe, yes. So Carole played Joe's game pretty much.
Yeah. Well, it seems like Carole voted with. So Carole voted with Tom Hanks this time. So Tom Hanks was the only other person left out of the vote. The other people who aren't in that major alliance all voted for Carole Baskin, so they got in on the vote.
I think it was in the story of Tiger King, Carole Baskin used the cats to take out her husband, and this time the tribe used the cat to take her out. So the irony there is very real.
Instead of saying hello, all you cats and kittens, she's saying goodbye, all you cats and kittens. So I'll see you on the other side.
Right. So
we have our 9 people left. Wow.
Yeah, our final 9. So the interesting thing is we still have a lot of people who've been aligned together from the beginning. A lot of people like Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, and Ash were together. But if you're talking about what we have right now, we have a big alliance of Nike, Dr. Fauci, Elton John, Harry, Tony, and Bill Gates. And then we still have 3 other people left out of this, which is
Or just yeah, you're right.
we have Doja Cat, Tom Hanks, and is that it? That's left out of it, or
And X-Ash.
Yeah.
and X-Ash. Okay.
Yeah.
So
But X-Ash is still sort of intertwined with Bill Gates.
Yeah. So can one of those 3 win immunity? We'll find out. All right. So same thing. Reward challenge. A group wins an American barbecue with their loved ones. So we have a lot of people's loved ones who come and visit. So
this is the Outback Steakhouse challenge.
Yeah. So these are the people that win. These are the people that win the reward challenge. Bill Belichick's dog wins. So I assume that Bill Belichick comes. Bill Gates, I assume one of his family members is there. Melinda Gates. Tom Hanks' wife Rita is there. Doja Cat. I don't know who Doja Cat's family member is, but Elon Musk.
Doja Dog, her husband.
Doja Dog comes out. Elon Musk comes out for X-Ash. So
or Grimes, whichever two. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And wow. Okay. So Bill Gates wins immunity. There we go.
Bill Gates is gonna take this whole thing. Oh my god.
He is a smart guy. Wow.
Yeah, this is the Castaways Balance on a Small Perch. Wow, Bill Gates. Look at him playing an incredible game.
At his age, winning that perch challenge. Woo.
Yeah. All right, let's see what happens. Same alliances. Nike and Elton bond a little bit. Elton and Tony have a small fight. Interesting. I would love to see a fight between Elton John and Tony Vlachos. Nike has a major meltdown.
No.
Yeah,
hold it together, Nike.
Somebody peed where he pees, and he was very upset and felt that he's the king and needs to pee where he wants to. So,
you don't pee on Nike's spot.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the major alliance, Tony leaves that major alliance. So now we have in our final 9, we actually have a 5 versus 4, where we have Nike, Bill, Fauci, Elton, and Harry against 4 other people that are left in the game.
Yeah.
Tony still has his idol, or he has legacy advantage, so I don't know how that's going to work.
But because he leaves the alliance doesn't mean he's necessarily aligned with Doja, X-Ash, Tom Hanks.
It's true. He could be just weighing his options.
Yeah.
All right. So, final 9, Tom Hanks still has this hidden immunity idol. Let's see what happens. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol, they would like to play it. Now's the time to do so. Tom Hanks does not play his hidden immunity idol and gets the first vote.
His idol.
First vote, Hanks. Second vote, Doja. 3 votes, Doja.
Oh, yeah.
1 vote, Hanks.
She's done.
Doja.
So long, Doja.
8 votes for Doja, 1 votes for Hanks. So Doja, who left that major alliance, was there. Doja Cat with an incredible run. Nick, how did you feel about Doja Cat this season?
I think she impressed me a lot more than I thought she would, and I think that speaks a lot to her single right now, how it's doing on the charts. I think doing a lot better than people thought it would. So her game really translated and related. And look, Doja, you're number 1 on the charts, but you're number 9 in Quarantine Survivor. How did you feel about her game?
There you go.
No, I thought she played a really good game. It's unfortunate she was the last woman standing and couldn't make it past the final 9. But I was impressed with her, and she lost a lot of alliances along the way. She was with Tekashi for a little bit, and they bonded together. But I was impressed with Doja's game. But I'm really excited. I think this is an incredible final 8 of we have the dog, Nike, Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, Elton John, Harry from Too Hot to Handle, Tom Hanks, Tony Vlachos, and X-Ash left in the game. We have an alliance of Nike, Dr. Fauci, Elton John, Harry, and Bill Gates. That's 5 people altogether. And then we have 3 people left out of the alliance still.
If any group of people is going to solve and find the cure for COVID, it's this 8 right here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really just, if I'm reading this correctly, it is Tony who's left out, Tom Hanks who's left out, and X-Ash who's left out. So it's
exactly.
Yeah, so it's the 5 over here versus the 3 at the bottom right.
Or because Bill Gates may side with X-Ash moving forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. Okay, so we still have the same alliances. And Hanks wins immunity. Wow. Okay.
All
right, so that's not good for Tony Vlachos, even though he has a legacy advantage, and it's not good for, who was the other one? X-Ash.
X-Ash.
Yeah, so I wonder if this is Tony's time, guys.
We'll have to see.
Okay, so Hank still has his immunity idol, but he doesn't need to play it because he has immunity. Tony has the legacy advantage. Wow. Okay, so it says Okay, this is the same thing. So basically,
What?
yeah, they have a disagreement on who to vote for, but they all come back together. All right, let's go to tribal council. Final 8. Hank still has the hidden immunity. Eric, you want to take this one?
Let's go for it. So, if anyone has the hidden immunity idol and they'd like to play it, now is the time to do so. Since Tom Hanks has the immunity challenge win, I doubt he's going to play it tonight. Unless he's going to play it for one of his...
Wow.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
I was just about to say, if he's going to play it for Tony, then that means someone on the other side is going to be...
So this is a huge move because we had a major
Very
alliance
big.
that's all together. We also have Bill Gates, who's trying to keep Ash safe, who's the only person left out of this major alliance. But now we have Tom Hanks safe and Tony safe at this tribal council. So is it Ash's time, or will someone in the major alliance go home, Nick?
Wow.
No, it's anyone's game right now. Things are getting really crazy here on Quarantine Survivor.
All right, Jeff Buzaglo, you ready for this?
Let's do it. Any votes cast against Tony will not count. First vote, Tony, does not count. Second vote, Tony does not count. Third vote, Tony does not count. 4, Tony does not count. I'm very curious to see who's coming up. 5, Tony. 6, Tony. Whoa.
Oh.
Too hot to handle. Harry gets the boots. So 2 votes against Harry, and he is the one who's leaving us tonight.
I have to ask you all, as big Survivor fans, as huge Survivor fans, was this move by Tom Hanks to give his immunity to Tony the biggest move of the game so far?
I think so. You know, sometimes you gotta stick your neck out for your alliance members, and if you're just 2 versus 7 people left, then it just makes sense for you to protect your alliance members so that someone from the other side gets voted out, so that it can sort of even up the numbers.
Yeah.
Additionally to that, you assume that Tony has told Tom, although you never know, that he has the legacy advantage and that he would maybe reciprocally help Tom if push came to shove. And then if that happens again and they get and they play it correctly and the alliance, which still has 4 people, gets blindsided, then you're in control of the game all of a sudden. Because then if you get Bill Gates or you get, Ash together, then all of a sudden you are running this game and you are and you have a chance to really make some moves.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So to me, this is definitely the biggest move of the game. This is a winning move for Tom Hanks. So if the fact that Tom Hanks is willing to play his hidden immunity idol on Tony, and now him and Tony are still in the game, and we lost one of the major people in that alliance, I think this is a great move.
Yeah, so that alliance of 5 did not see that one coming, and they didn't split the votes, and they could have had Ash as the backup vote in case Tom Hanks did play that idol for Tony, but it seems like they weren't aware of it.
And now the question is, at the final 7, can Tom Hanks, Tony Vlachos, and Ash get one person to flip over to them so they have the majority in the final 7? We know X is close to Bill Gates. Can that happen? That's interesting. It's a very interesting storyline that we have going into the final 7. So let's see what happens. So Tony still has his legacy advantage. We still have the same alliances. We have an immunity challenge coming up. And Bill Gates wins immunity. So now if Bill Gates wins immunity and feels he completes his puzzle, he wins immunity, does he feel that he can move over to the other side and take the majority of the game? Nick, what do you think?
I think right now, undisputably, the best players in the game are Bill Gates and Tom Hanks at the moment. So I love to see that right now Bill has the immunity, and I'm very interested to see what he does with it.
All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, it seems like it's either going to be, from what I'm reading in my cue card here, is that either Nike, Dr. Fauci, or Elton John will be leaving us tonight.
Ooh, yeah, if Bill Gates flips over, yeah.
Well,
Yes.
Let's hope it's not Nike, because that's who I voted for.
Okay, so Fauci and Hanks have a minor disagreement, and Nike and Hanks have a major fight. Ooh, so that's not great for Tom Hanks. We'll see what happens with that. And okay, so we have a new alliance. Okay, so this is what happens. So Bill Gates finally says, guys, let's bring Ash onto our team because I've been close to them this entire time. Let's take out the other 2. So instead of Tom Hanks being able to, and Tony being able to bring Ash and Bill Gates over, Bill Gates brings Ash over to his alliance, and now we have a Final Five alliance. Yeah. So this does not look good for Tony or Tom Hanks, even though they were able to survive that tribal council last time. It doesn't look good for them coming up. All right.
And they can't split the votes here for sure.
Well, no, it's going to be 3-2-2 or 5-2.
Yeah. All right. Final 7. So if anybody has a hidden immunity idol they'd like to play it, now is the time to do so. First vote, Ash. Tony Vlachos.
Yeah, Tony's done.
Ash. Tom Hanks.
They split the vote.
Hanks.
Oh, no.
3 votes Hanks. 4 votes Hanks, 2 votes X, 1 vote Tony. The 7th vote, it went to Hanks, and Tom Hanks has left. Wow, he played an incredible game. Sorry, Ali, if you're listening. We lose Tom Hanks at the final 7.
If only he saved the hidden immunity idol for this tribal council.
Yeah, in that case,
that's one of the challenges that you have when you're playing Survivor, Nick, is that sometimes you want to keep the idol for yourself, but you want to support your alliance members. It's an internal conflict that you have to battle throughout the show.
No, for sure. It's like, do you want to protect those you're working with or, protect yourself? And sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, the only way you can really 100% prove your loyalty is if you choose to protect someone else versus protecting yourself. But, look, Tony's still in the game because of Tom, and Tom is out because of the decisions he used to protect Tony. And life is like a box of chocolates, and this is what Tom Hanks got.
Right. Yeah, so, John, if I can just make one more comment. Now that Tony's going to be a lone wolf in this game, this is the moment where he's going to start putting together a spy shack and listening in onto conversations at the well so that he can figure out how people in that big alliance of 5 might be turning on each other and use that as leverage when talking one-on-one with certain people.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I'm excited to see what happens now that we're at the final 6. So, final 6. Bill Belichick's dog, Bill Gates, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Elton John, Tony Vlachos, and Ash. Who will win Quarantine Survivor? It doesn't look great for Tony Vlachos right now. We'll see what's going to happen. So, Bill Gates finds a hidden immunity idol. So he finds a hidden immunity idol at the final 6. That's interesting because you can only use the hidden immunity idol until the final 5. So he's either going to use it this time or next time.
He's on fire.
Yeah. Then Tony still has the legacy advantage, and then we still have our alliances. Okay, so that's the only piece of news is that Fauci wins immunity. All right. Well and done. Fauci shares a reward with Gates and Nike. They win chicken parmesan, spaghetti with meatballs, garlic bread, and a key lime pie.
Eating Nike the dog eating a whole bowl of spaghetti and meatballs. Just imagine the TV.
Has to be the cutest thing ever. It's like a la Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
Him and Gates.
All right. So this is the first part of our finale, final 6. So let's see what's going to happen. So we have Bill Gates with the hidden immunity idol, Tony with the legacy advantage. I believe Tony. You know what, guys? I just remembered Tony has to use the legacy advantage of the final 6, and he saved it all the way till now. So Tony probably has a way to get out of this. So does that mean that Ash would have a problem? Except now we see that Elton John is leaving the major alliance. So now that doesn't look great for Elton. So what we thought could be Tony's problem is now probably Elton's problem. Let's go to Tribal Council. All right. Bill has the hidden immunity idol. Tony has the legacy advantage. Let's see what happens. If anybody has a hidden immunity idol and would like to play it, now is the time to do so. Tony uses the legacy advantage. So Tony is safe. The alliance of 5, which Elton John just left, is probably the end for Elton John right now.
So it's basically whoever Tony voted for is the one who's going to get the boot.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Tony Vlachos does not count. This is the 3rd time in the game we're seeing a vote for Tony where Tony's votes don't count. Tony does not count. Tony does not count. That's 3 votes for Tony. Elton John.
No.
Elton John. So 3 people voted for Elton. Yeah, 3 people voted for Elton. I guess he left the alliance, so he was the backup target in case Tony had an hidden idol.
As we say goodbye to Elton John. Sorry.
No, it's okay. That was great. Elton John, the tribe has spoken. Wow. Okay. Eric, We got our final five. Can you break this down for me? What do we have at the final five?
Oh, we've we've got some very smart guys here, and a baby and a dog. So it's very interesting what we have. Remember that Tony is still considered to be on his own, but when we see people at the complete bottom, is also an opportunity for you to assemble other players. However, Tony is a big target, so I don't see anybody wanting to align themselves with Tony. I think they're all in it to get Tony out at this point. But Bill is also a big threat as well, I find, remaining in this game. So it's possible that Nike, Dr. Fauci, and XH might form a 3-person alliance to vote out Bill Gates and Tony. That's my analysis.
Yeah, and you also have this alliance that was really 3 people who were together from the beginning: Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, and Ash, who were really they were the 3 from the beginning, and they split up a little bit, but now let's see what's going to happen at the final 5.
And correct me if I'm wrong; those were our 3 brains, right?
Yeah, they were in the original Blow Alliance. We had Bill Gates, Dr. Fauci, and Ash.
Incredible.
All right, let's see what's going to happen. Bill Gates still has the hidden immunity idol. We still have our alliances.
But you have to play it this round, though.
Yes, Ash wins immunity. So if anybody thought that they were going to vote out X, who wasn't in this alliance originally, X cannot be voted for at the final 5. We also have Bill Gates, who still has his hidden immunity idol. So he's probably going to play it at the final 5. Okay? So the only people vulnerable at this tribal council will probably be Dr. Fauci, Nike, and who's the other one I'm missing? Tony. Yeah. All right. And we had our alliance where Nike leaves the alliance. It doesn't look good for Nike. So we have our original 3 that were together from the beginning are back together in the final 5. And an alliance forms between Dr. Fauci and Nike. Okay. Whoa. Oh my God.
Wow, man.
Well, this is news. Okay. So we were expecting a vote at the final 5, and we hope he's okay. We don't want any animals to get injured, but Nike, something happened and Nike got medically evacuated from the game due to an injury. I didn't know this was possible in a simulated Survivor season, but somehow we have our final 4. So we no need to vote, as far as I understand. Tribal Council has now been canceled because Nike is no longer in the game.
Poor thing.
Prayers for Nike, guys.
That's great TV.
Yeah, prayers for Nike. All right. Now, okay, so let's break down the final 4. Nick, tell me what you think about this final 4.
Well, first of all, as we just said before, I love that our 3 brains of the Blow Alliance are still in this. I think it goes to show, at least in this season of Survivor, Quarantine Survivor, that it was brains over brawn, and that was what was going to take you this far. Bill Gates, I think, has been the standout of these 5. He's been an incredible player in all facets of the game, teaming up with people, relationships, winning competitions, winning immunity. I'm very impressed. And also, I love, as someone, I don't watch Survivor, but to see that the Survivor player has made it this far is a really interesting aspect to the game. I'd love to hear from all you guys.
Yeah, I find it very interesting that the final 4 are players who played together the entire game.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something to be said.
Even though Tony was on the outs, even though they were in the exact same tribes at all times, but Tony was never in their alliance. Tony is playing the cockroach game. He's just surviving. And I think that's the other narrative. I think John can get into it. John has a great theory about the story. The season is the story of someone, right? And so the question becomes, was it the story of Bill Gates, creating these bonds and making, everyone like him? Or was it the story of Tony, who at every point as the veteran was getting targeted and somehow, play with Tom Hanks, who was probably the fan favorite of this season, and he got out. Play with Carole Baskin at a point. That's crazy. He probably has, if Tony makes the final, he also has so many people on the jury who probably like him a lot. MJ too. This is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Just a very different games across the board, but I'm down to break it down. But I'm so excited to see what's going to happen. So let's move forward.
Before we move forward, Survivor rules question. Bill Gates, who had to use his hidden immunity idol last round, since there was no tribal council, does it move forward or it's gone?
No, it's gone. It's gone. He cannot use it at the final four. So
damn you, Nike.
Yeah. So
he keeps it as a souvenir now.
Okay.
Yeah. So the way it works now usually is that one person will win immunity at the final four. They'll take somebody with them to the final three, and then the other two will battle in a fire making challenge. We don't have that in this season. In this season, we simply have one person winning immunity. They're going to pick the other two people that they want to go with them to the final three. So let's see what's going to happen. We have our alliances. So Tony's really the only person left out. Immunity challenge. Tony wins immunity at the final four.
Wow. Are we surprised or are we not surprised?
I'm not
when
surprised at all.
Nick, when you're at the bottom, you have that extra push to perform at the immunity challenge, and this is what we're seeing today with Tony.
It's the nothing to lose mentality, right? You know, you're going home if you don't win. So, Ethan, I think you said it really well. The whole cockroach comparison.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So Tony's going to be in the final tribal council. He's going to take two of them with him. Someone who's played a great game is going home, and they're going to have to and the other two are going to have to battle Tony. So, meanwhile, I mean, things are breaking apart. Fauci's arguing with Bill Gates. They cannot believe that they let Tony get all the way to the end. Is this what's going to happen tomorrow night on Survivor? I don't know, but we're going to find out. Here's what's going to happen. Okay. I thought it's is there not a vote at is there a vote at the final four? Is that how
there used to be. Now there's a fire making challenge, but I guess they're playing the classic way.
Oh, okay. I thought it was somebody I forgot. Okay. So yeah, so let's just see what's going to happen. Okay. So first vote, Bill Gates, Fauci. Two people just got into a fight. Bill Gates or Fauci? 2 votes, Bill Gates. Fauci.
Wow. That's a tie.
2 votes, Bill Gates, 2 votes,
Are
Fauci.
we pulling rocks?
So the final four,
there's going to be a revote.
There's going to be a fire making challenge at the final four, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So those tied will compete in a fire making challenge. The loser will be eliminated from the game.
Can you screenshot this?
Wow. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a screenshot. There you go. Dr. Anthony Fauci and Bill Gates will compete in a fire making challenge. The winner moves to the final 3 with Tony Blackhouse. The loser goes home. All right.
This is every conspiracy Bill Gates caused COVID theorist's dream right now for Fauci to take out Bill Gates.
Okay, what's gonna happen? Fauci, the tribe has spoken. Bill Gates takes out Dr. Anthony Fauci.
I won. The right guy won.
Well played.
Well game. Very well played, Fauci. You did great. And we have, so we get to see who the votes were for. Bill Gates and Ash stuck together, voted for Fauci, and Tony and Fauci voted for Bill Gates.
But Tony knew that if Bill Gates got out, he'd have a much better chance at winning.
Yeah.
And I think X-Ash is the GOAT of the season. So Nick, I mean, X-Ash played a pretty good game, but a GOAT, like, it's not the way you think of GOAT as like MJ. It's a GOAT is literally someone who's dragged to the final with you.
Okay.
You will not get any votes. Like you know that they're so insignificant, they won't get any votes. I don't know if X-Ash was X-Ash played the right game, but between him and Bill Gates, he wasn't the same like power player basically.
They're kind of like the Ramores sticking on to the bigger fish throughout the game.
Exactly.
Ramores. Yeah. Yeah. So before I click ahead, because I don't know if they're going to show the winner as soon as I click ahead, but we do have a final 3 of X, Ash, Tony, and Bill Gates. So I just want to do very quick. We'll just break down the 3 games. So X Ash, playing as a baby, played an incredible game. Really impressed. He's the only, we all picked, I guess, 2 winner picks as we went through. I picked him halfway through the merge, so I hope he takes this thing. But he's played a really interesting game. Tony Blackhouse, obviously, with his experience on Survivor, unbelievable that they let him get this far. And that he was 3 times he was voted for, and he either protected himself with the legacy advantage or hidden immunity idol. And Bill Gates with the incredible social game. So let's go around quickly before we click forward. Nick, final thoughts before we find out who's going to win this game.
Final thoughts. Neither of the people I picked are left. As we were picking players to simulate, John told me he wanted to at least include one person from Survivor, and we agreed that it would be a great take on the game to see if a great player from Survivor can actually beat all of these non-Survivor players. And look, he played arguably in a way the best game. I mean, I'd say it's between him and Bill Gates right now in terms of how you want to look at their gameplay, who played a better one. So I'm really impressed. I love that our alliance pretty much, not our alliance, the alliance here stuck together throughout most of the game. And I would give it to Tony personally. Never watching an episode of Survivor before, but seeing the game he's played tonight, I would go with Tony. What about you guys?
Yeah. I find it interesting because Bill Gates and XH played together all the entire game, and they've been aligned, and they've been sometimes on separate alliances, but always communicating and feeding information to one another. So I do think that XH did ride Bill Gates's coattails a little bit. I find Bill played more in the spotlight more than anyone else. And then Tony has that underdog story of fighting his way throughout the game, being at the bottom and persevering, winning challenges when he needed to, playing the legacy advantage when he needed to. So I do hope it's between Bill and Tony here.
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if XH got 0 votes. I mean, when there's 3 people and there's 2 very strong personalities, and I think the stories of the 2 games are so good. I think if it was, Bill Gates, Fauci, and XH, it'd be a different story. But because Tony and Bill Gates were on such diametrically opposed paths, but met right in the center, like that's such a good story. You have the alliance that made it till the very end, and this guy who did it through skill, did it through winning the challenges we needed to, but also got lucky, probably, who knows what he said to Tom Hanks that gave him the idol. Tom Hanks is a good guy. He must have seen something great in him. So I really think it's gonna be really interesting. I'd love, this is a final try. I know nowadays they do the group final tribal where there's a discussion, and it used to be, Nick, for your information, like each jury member would ask one question. They still do it in Big Brother, right? But they would ask one question to the person, and some of these questions are usually really easy, why are you thinking the best Survivor? Some of them are really petty. Some aren't even questions. Some of them are just like, I think
Bitter.
you guys are all awful. I hope none of you win. Like, you all suck. Bye. So amazing. I would love to see the speeches. I would see MJ's speech. I love to see Tom Hanks' speech. It's very exciting.
Yeah.
All right.
And John, your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I agree with you guys. Tony, I would probably vote for, but I love the game that Bill Gates played. I mean, there are no goats in the final 3. They all play great games, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen moving forward. I don't know if we're going to get the winner the second I click proceed, so I just wanted to discuss that before I did. But if we don't, we're going to go through this properly. So let's see what happens. All right. Okay, no, we didn't. Great. Okay, so Bill Gates, Tony Vlachos, Ash, final 3. They face the jurors. The jurors are Bill Belichick's dog Nike, Carole Baskin, Charlie D'Amelio, Doja Cat. Actually, now it says the right name with the right person. Dr. Anthony
It took her
Fauci.
getting to the jury house to say the right name.
Yeah, Dr. Anthony Fauci, Elton John, Harry from Too Hot to Handle, MJ, Tekashi 6ix9ine, and Tom Hanks. So
that's a nice jury.
I find it funny that Tony got eliminated second on his season of 34, and now he's a finalist on that exact same season.
Yeah, he learned from his mistakes, as we see on Survivor. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Finalists wait for the winner to be revealed. The 10 people have adjourned. And the winner of Survivor Quarantine. Time to reveal the winner. Okay, so we're going to do this properly. Time to reveal the winner. 1 vote. First vote. Ash.
You're kidding.
Bill Gates. 1 vote X, 1 vote Bill. Tony.
Oh,
wow.
1 vote X, 1 vote Bill, 1 vote Tony. 4th vote. Tony. Bill. So 2 votes for Bill, 2 votes for Tony, 1 vote for Ash.
You need 4 votes to win.
Ash. So we have 2 votes for Ash, 2 votes for Tony, 2 votes for Bill.
Wow.
Tony. 3 votes for Tony, 2 votes for Ash, 2 votes for Bill. 3 votes left. Bill. Wow. So 3 votes for Bill, 3 votes for Tony, 2 votes for Ash. This is too close.
1 vote left.
2 votes left, I believe. Yeah.
Is there?
I think there's 10 people on the jury. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Tony. So 4 votes for Tony. X-Ash will be our 3rd place person.
Is it possible for a tie?
There could be a tie right now between Bill Gates and Tony.
Has that ever happened?
Once it's happened. Yeah.
And what happens?
Very, very recently. So what happens in that case is that the person who came in 3rd place gets to decide the winner.
Oh, wow.
So we have 4 votes for Tony Vlachos, 3 votes for Bill Gates, 2 votes for X-Ash. So if this vote is for Bill, X becomes the final jury member and then votes for the winner between Tony and Bill. If this vote is for Tony, Tony will win Survivor Quarantine. Let's see. Final vote. Wow. Bill Gates. Wow. Woo! So we have a tie. We have a tie, and we now have a final 2. The final 2 is Bill Gates and Tony Vlachos. This is incredible stuff, guys.
I would have never expected this from the simulation. Like, this is more of a turn than when Nike had to leave because of a medical-induced injury. But look, we know who we think, based on everything, X will probably side with.
Yeah.
But at the same time, maybe he respects the other player's game more.
Ultimate betrayal.
Yeah, X has been with Bill a lot of the time. So now, does the bond that Bill made with X from the beginning of the game win him the game in the end? We're about to find out.
It's going to make sense that it's going to be Bill.
There's a tie. The 3rd place castaway will cast the deciding vote for the winner. And X-Ash does vote for Bill Gates. So, wow, we have Bill Gates is the winner of Survivor Quarantine. Congratulations, Bill. You are the winner. Guys,
Amazing.
We did it. What do you think about Bill Gates' win?
He's a smart man. What can I say?
Yeah. Congratulations. Congratulations for Bill Gates. Yeah, so the votes for Bill were Charlie, Doja Cat, Elton John, MJ, and then in the end, X-Ash. So really, it was very similar to Survivor Ghost Island, where Laurel turns around and votes for Wendell because they built that bond. We have in this season, X-Ash built a bond with Bill Gates, and then it ultimately does Tony in at the end. We will see what's going to happen tomorrow night with Tony Vlachos, but for tonight, he is our 2nd place finisher.
So what do we have in store for the reunion show?
Well, I think, no reunion show, but I do believe we have a fan favorite coming up. But Nick, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I'd love to hear real quick from each of you how you feel about our 2 finalists' games and whose game do you prefer, being Bill's, who built relationships and won a lot of challenges, or Tony's, who really was like kind of riding the coattail and trying to escape death so many times and really coming through when he needed to and kind of teaming up with the right people at the right times.
Yeah. So, Nick, you need to know one thing about me, and I know that John and Ethan both know this, but Tony is my favorite Survivor contestant of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually very happy that he made it to Final 2. It's unfortunate he didn't win, but he played in Survivor 28, and Survivor 28 was 6 years ago. And I'm very proud of the game he played tonight, and I'm still very much impressed with how Bill played his game. So I think either or, I'm happy and content with either or winning.
Amazing. And Ethan, which style of play would you like the most?
Honestly, I'm always a sucker for the nice guy. I know it's like nice guys finish last and stuff, sometimes, but I do appreciate the seasons where there's someone who kind of, goes through, pretty, like who I always enjoy a little bit the hero's journey a little more than the bad boy. I love Tony. I think he's a great player, but to be perfectly honest, there were times in the season where I kind of said there were a lot of like like my favorite player of all time, not just because he has my name and he's Jewish, is Ethan Zahn, and like he played a game where he never really had to be the bad guy. It's also because he was kind of the second in command in his season that he won, kind of went that way, but. Yeah, a guy like Bill Gates winning that game just through, relationships, I find that really interesting. But just in general, like if the things that happened in this season happened in any Survivor season, we would call this one of the greatest seasons of all time, right? If we had like this alliance and the fights and the flips and then at the final 4, one of like the favorites goes home with, you know, like, and gets back, and then there's a tie for the final. Like that's bonkers. So yeah, I'd be happy with either of them winning, but I think Bill deserved it in the end.
Yeah. So for me, I love the season. I agree with you, Ethan. It was a great season. If this was a season we saw on TV, I mean, I would be so excited about everything that was happening. Look, I always said that Boston Rob, one of the greatest players of Survivor, always said that if you win your season, it's because you deserve to win your season. And despite the fact that Tony is a flashier player and had bigger moves this season, the social game won out, and Bill Gates had an amazing social game. He connected with all different types of people, whether it was he connected with Francesca from Too Hot to Handle. He connected with ex-Ash, a baby. He connected with Dr. Fauci. He just was full of social connections this season. So I am not surprised that he was the winner ultimately by connecting with somebody who was going to give him that last vote. All right. So moving forward, let's go to our reunion and find out who our fan favorite is. And yeah, I mean, all the women love Harry from Too Hot to Handle, so Harry wins our fan favorite votes. But that's it for this season. So
is there a big surprise there?
No, not really. Congratulations to my man Bill Gates for winning this season. Here's just some statistics.
What's the cash prize for winning Survivor?
So it is $1 million. This season it is $2 million. So
Bill Gates really needed it.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you to all of our players, all 20 of our players, for playing. As you can see on the board, we had some incredible moves and incredible things happen this season. We had a rock draw in the third vote, and we had a medevac at final 5. So it was just really, really amazing. And then a tie in the finals, which has only happened once before. So and some statistics. Bill Gates also won the most challenges. He won the most immunities. He won the most rewards. So and Tony received 17 votes throughout the season. Bill Gates only received 2. So that's part of the reason probably why they ended up winning. So that does it for our season of Survivor Quarantine. I know that took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but thank you guys so much for joining us. I do appreciate it.
It lasted 3 hours, just like tomorrow's finale. We're going to be glued to our TV for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I want you guys to get back to me after tomorrow night and let me know what was more exciting, that finale or this episode of Survivor Quarantine.
Yeah, if Tony loses in a tie vote tomorrow night and ends up coming in second place, I'm going to say that there's some weird energy in the air and that we kind of directed that. Yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for joining us. Just a final word, I guess. Eric, everything okay with you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Very occupied with, I think you're talking about like personal lives.
Yeah. Just wanted to see how you're doing. Make sure you're okay before we head off for the night.
Yeah, doing well, working hard on getting ourselves a star player for our Survivor live stream finale episode. So we're still working on that, John. And yeah, all is great.
Yeah, so for those who love Survivor and are interested and don't know yet, Eric and I and Ethan have been doing some Survivor chats with former contestants. We've been interviewing them and talking about the current season. So if you guys want to check those out, hit me up. I'll tell you where to check those out. And then we're going to be speaking to one former contestant about the finale. We don't know who yet, but we'll keep you guys posted and check social media. Before we head off for the night, Ethan, how you doing? Everything okay with you?
Everything's great. This was a highlight of my night. I had a very long day at work, and I just kept thinking, just get through it, and we can play some virtual Survivor. And tomorrow's same thing. Just get through a day of work and snuggle into a 3-hour amazing send off for Survivor for at least a while.
Right. Well, we're happy to hear that, and thank you guys for joining us. And Nick, before we end the live stream, just how did you enjoy tonight? Even though I know you're not a Survivor fan, but I hope you enjoyed the exercise.
So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like you said, it was longer than I anticipated, but personally, there wasn't any moment where I wasn't kind of like on my seat or wasn't very much into it. So throughout this whole experience, I don't know how long Survivor's been on television, but after tonight, I think I'm actually going to check out next season of Survivor. I think this has swayed my opinion, and I'm actually going to tune in and see what it's all about.
Oh, you're melting my heart.
Yeah, you guys made a believer out of me.
My heart is beating right now.
All of you and Bill Gates really changed my mind.
Yeah, well, we're happy to hear that. For anybody who's listening, who's watching live on Facebook, thanks for checking us out whenever you did throughout this whole thing. I hope you had fun, enjoyed it. We'll probably post a little bit of an edited version on our YouTube page. Subscribe to the Nick and Jon podcast. You can follow Nick on all social media platforms at Freynick, right?
Yep, that's it.
And follow me at John Schneider 24. We're going to be posting about the Nick and Jon podcast whenever we get together. We try and do some fun things. So hope you guys enjoy it if you guys are watching along live or after the fact. And thank you guys. And we will see you next time.
Stay safe.
Bye.